How can I enjoy more? It was such a special moment, a very silent moment. It's just this very subtle feeling. And I was lying there, and the more I just observed, the more I felt that there was just this lively silence. I just had the subtle feeling of, no, I don't want to go, I just want to lie here. I was in the resting pose at the end. I was like, I just want to lie here and enjoy.
So I went with Drew and Joe on one day, and I remember when I was swimming there, I just had even though it was freezing cold, after about a minute in the lake, it was just pure transcendence in activity. So I was transcending as I was swimming, and everything around looked incredibly beautiful, felt incredibly beautiful, and I just felt so grateful for being on this course and being in the silence, and somehow I felt like we were all a pretty close-knit group before, but somehow I felt like we got a lot closer.
Hi everyone, and my name is Jamie Knapp. I'm here today in Oberstfelde, Germany, with 10 other amazing human beings that have been joining me on this Next Gen Purusha silence experience. In short, we've all just spent a week in silence. And to give that some context, Maharishi actually spent the first week of every year in silence. And this would be a profound time where he would really pull the arrow back on the bow and come out into the world full of inspiration and really setting the direction of the year from that silence and that he was embodying in that first week of silence. And this has naturally been a tradition that Purusha has embodied since it was founded. And for many of us here, we've actually got another 9 in West Virginia that have done the same. But for many of us, it's been our first experience in silence. So we wanted to take this opportunity to tune in and touch base with the guys and really see how that experience was. Personally, you know, the aha moments, the good, the bad, and the unbelievable, and really get a taste, to give you guys a taste of what that week has been like. How was your week in silence?
It was interesting, yeah. I'd never done anything like it before. I'm generally quite a loud person, so for me, it was a little bit of a challenge at first, and so it took me a little while to settle down. Got a little better, and then by day 3 or 4, it was just really beautiful and really profound. And I think some of my most profound moments were outside program rather than in program.
Can you give us some details?
Like, we'd taken to going swimming in the nearby freezing lake while we were here.
Nice.
A few of us at least, anyway. So I went with Drew and Joe on one day, and I remember when I was swimming there, I just had even though it was freezing cold, after about a minute in the lake, it was just pure transcendence in activity. So I was transcending as I was swimming, and everything around looked incredibly beautiful, felt incredibly beautiful, and I just felt so grateful for being on this course and being in the silence, and somehow I felt like we were all a pretty close-knit group before, but somehow I felt like we got a lot closer during the silence when we weren't.
Giorgio, how are you?
Hi Jamie, I'm great. The words I would use to describe this silence this last week, the ones that kept coming back, is cozy bliss.
Nice description.
Because throughout the week, it was blissful, I would say 99% of the times. You know, during waking, sleep, and dreaming, it was mostly bliss. So this cozy bliss is the terms I would use to describe it. Bliss, I just mentioned why, and cozy because there was a feeling of family-like, a familiarity, but also a feeling of being within the family, and a feeling of wanting to be with my actual family, even though this is, my adopted family, so to say. And it was, Maharishi was talking about this feeling of mother is at home. You know that tape?
Yeah.
He says mother is at home and the child is carefree and blissful, because he knows that mother is at home and like cooking and whatever.
There's that feeling of security.
So there is that feeling of security. It was exactly that, this cozy bliss yoga.
Yeah.
And one other point I would like to mention, which is on the more profound experiences, I don't know if we'll be able to use that either, is that during the first 3 or 4 days I had some Vedic verses come to me. And they were coming mostly during program or even outside of program. So they would just, and it was the same verse over and over again for a whole day. I remember.
What do you mean coming to you? In what way?
Just the sound, the sound of it coming to me. Not so much the text or just the sound. So the first day was Yojagartam Richakamayante, which is those who are awake, he who is awake, the riches seek him out, knowledge seeks him out.
Yeah.
So this was the first one. And then I had a couple of other ones. On the second day it was Brahma Bhavati Sarati, which is part of the verse, the whole thing. I had to look it up because I didn't remember at the time what it meant. So it meant, for those established in self-referral consciousness, the infinite organizing power of the Creator becomes the charioteer of all action. And the other one was Swarupe Avastanam, also on the second day, which means self-established in itself. And the last one was Vedo Bhumi Bharat, which I don't know what it means actually. I can't remember what it means. So that was the most profound experience for me.
Beautiful. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for having me.
Mr. Tade, who is
Hello.
also my buddy. How are you?
Very good, thank you. I'm a little bit sad that silence ended. I also had, a little bit slow start, but after a couple of days, it started to get better and better, and I went really deep. It felt like in these 7 days, I did for a month's worth of meditation and evolution, and it was. Wow. I felt, I was amazed how much only lying down can be blissful, enjoyable,
Beautiful.
It was, or just walking outside. I was like in a full bliss, just going on a walk with my dear buddy.
Yeah.
It was just, something that you can really get used to it.
Nice.
It's not meditation alone. It's just this conservation of energy, and it's just incredible. It's something that I think everyone should experience at least one time. And this was my fourth silence, 4th in a row.
Professional
silence. Yeah, of course. And this was the best by far.
Nice.
Yeah, but the main reason is that I was not expecting anything. I went really easy about it. I didn't even think about what can happen, I just wanted to be comfortable. And I was prepared for everything. Even if I will end up working, at the end for the whole week, but which I didn't, and I'm really happy I didn't.
Thanks.
Joachim, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Would you like to tell us how your silence was?
Actually, it was the third time for me.
Yeah.
I was really surprised about the intense silence here.
Yeah.
And George, you mentioned it before. We are here, I think, around 25 Purushas, included the next gen Purusha group. The first 2-3 days, it was kind of tough.
Yeah.
But from the third day on, it becomes definitely lighter.
Yeah.
And also very blissful, especially in the program, more outside of the program.
Yeah.
The walk and not talk. Actually, we do walk and talk after lunch, but this time it was a very quiet talk.
Walk and no talk.
Walk and no talk. And but it was really nice to experience how close you can be with the surrounding of nature and everything without talking
Yeah.
from this.
And
silence
you
period.
obviously came for the silence course, but you joined us about a week earlier, which I'm just guessing that was kind of a good lead-in to the silence. Would you agree? Or
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
As more rest as you can get before silence, it's definitely a benefit for the silence period.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
And the sleep changed. A lot of very intense, vivid dreams come up during the silence.
Wow.
So
Scary ones too.
maybe it was my personal stress release. It was maybe without knowing what's going out outside of our silence program, but maybe just get a glimpse of that on a very deep level, sensitive level.
Yeah.
I remembered something, if I may. I also had this experience of very intense dreams, very vivid, very intense, going throughout the night. And I particularly remembered just now that you're speaking, this a night that I dreamt of snow in West Virginia, and then we woke up the next morning and everything was white and covered in snow, which was really beautiful.
It was. And just one other small experience I wanted to add was that I was late to program one day, finishing some asanas, and I just had the subtle feeling of, no, I don't want to go. I just want to lie here. I was in the resting pose at the end. I was like, I just want to lie here and enjoy. And this is so rare for me that I actually say that. Normally I'm thinking, how can I get more work done? This is my constant thought, And instead I was like, no, how can I enjoy more? And it was such a special moment, a very silent moment. It's just this very subtle feeling. And I was lying there, and the more I just observed, the more I felt that there was just this lively silence vibrating in me, through me, in all parts of me. And I just stayed there for a few minutes longer, and gradually I realized that this same reverberation, this same silence was reverberating through all the walls and the carpet and the yoga mat and the table and the orange on the bench and everything.
It's all the same, as Greg would say.
Yeah, it's all the same. And it's moments like these, it was so simple. You're just lying there after asanas. It was so simple and yet so profound and so subtle. And it's times like these where, sayings that, say, Maharishi might say of, silence permeates everything or something to that effect. It's moments like those where you go, I know what he's talking about. You have that physical experience of what he's talking about.
Beautiful.
And that was really special. Joey, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Fantastic. Would you like to share with us, or are you feeling a bit inwards?
I am feeling, very inwards after the silence, to be honest. And
it sounds like you'd almost like it to go longer.
I did, I think that was the first proper conversation I had coming out of silence, was with Tade. And we sort of both looked at each other and were like, I don't know who said it first, but we could do a week more of that.
Yeah.
And getting into the routine, because to be honest, I felt once I got into the routine, the proper routine, I thought this is what Purusha's all about.
I had the same experience.
And this is, and I felt like, I actually said to Greg, we were talking about silence a few weeks or months before this, and I actually said, and we were talking about how amazing, the part of silence I experienced last year when I wasn't being ill, was the comment that came out of me was, what we spend a lot of our time wasting our time on Purusha, even though we're doing our program and we're sticking to it, but it was just like, that's the real,
it's the essence.
That's the essence.
Yeah.
Because essentially, what is Purusha? Purusha is the witness. It's the true self. It's me.
Yeah.
That's me, and as I was going into the silence, I was already getting away from my phone, getting away from my laptop. I was already going more and more inward, and I often have that question. Well, who am I?
Yeah.
What am I?
Yeah.
And we have all the knowledge and Maharishi's knowledge to almost tell us what we are and who we are. But the whole basis of the program, and more than ever the Purusha program, is to know who you are,
To experience
to
that knowledge.
experience who you are, that Purusha value,
Yeah.
and that growing value, which I felt I've had for a long time in my heart,
Yeah.
in my essence, and that is me. And once I started going inward, and I could feel that expanding and growing, and knowing, and also letting go. So when you stop talking, it's like so often I identify who I am and get validation by what I'm saying, who I'm impressing, who I'm making laugh, and all those kind of things. And I started winding down a little bit after the first couple of days and letting go of that. And it's a relief for me to let go of that, because as much as I love making people laugh and entertaining and doing all these things, the true value is, the true me is that Purusha value, that essence inside. And it felt so beautiful to really start settling into that and experience that quietness and silence, which is me. That's the true me. And like walking, it takes a while. And I was walking with Drew and Carlos, and at first, it's like you think, oh, well, what were we saying? What's Carlos thinking? What's Drew thinking? And I hope they're okay. I'm always thinking about if people are okay, and it's like, it is okay. Everything's fine. And once I just let my attention just settle onto that quietness inside, that was a beautiful experience. The one thing I did think about is that I think the unit of the group,
The collective consciousness.
The collective consciousness, yeah. The real strong feeling, like that everybody is making more of an effort to go inward and let go of their phones, let go of those outside attachments, that you're a real team. And that when you come in and do your, meditation, cities program together, you're really doing it, you're like a real unit, and you're really dissolving each other's stress.
It's very tangible, isn't it?
It's tangible, yeah. And that I have sort of feelings of not to take my stresses too personally, if that makes sense, because it could be all of ours or any of ours, and not to identify it so much, which sort of went hand in hand with that feeling of growing of what I truly am. So those things didn't become as relevant, you know, they didn't become as sort of toxic, and I wasn't so attached to them. And I think because it was such a powerful and profound experience, even though I said it was boring before this chat, it seems to have come out quite well. That I think like Joachim said, the effects of it maybe are more gradual afterwards, because it's like a rounding course within a rounding course. So it's a big long meditation retreat within a meditation. So you have to come out of it slowly and carefully, like you would a little meditation. So,
Jean, how are you, my friend?
I'm way better speaking.
Is there anything you'd like to share with us about your silence experience?
It's just a feeling of everything I desire doesn't make sense if I'm searching for something outside. If I'm not like really looking what's within and trying to see the love what I have within. I want to be loved by people, but at the same time, I want to be loved by myself. That's what's the most important for me, and that's
most important.
That's the biggest, aha moment I had. This detachment and desirelessness. Apart from a lot of, I would say, esoteric experiences I had through silence, which there were moments that I wasn't angry, and there were moments that I was feeling in this deep silence, like you said. I heard the walls, I heard like everything around me had a vibration. I had a feeling if I would close my eyes and go about the room, I would hear the pen that I want to pick up from the table.
Wow.
And I heard, like, yeah, everything just is on this frequency level, and I was kind of able to hear that.
Did you tell the pen to shut up?
No, it was a pleasant sound.
I think with Next Gen Purusha in general, the cathartic experience that I explained before, it's like these type of intense experiences are coming more and more frequently. And, you know, these sort of like, they're really tough, they're really hard, but when you come out the other side, the diamond that you find was worth the pain. And it's like, you know, that piece of the puzzle that you've been looking for years and years. And finding these gems on the ground, just lying there, is definitely speeding up majorly from my own experience. All right, Milan, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm
fine, yeah.
How was your silence?
It was quite good.
Is there anything you'd like to share with the group?
Yes, I'll try. It's my first time to be in the silence, and I had some experience in Purusha before, but I never experienced the silence. I had a desire, I tried, but somehow it didn't work. And this was the first time I had it for 7 days. I feel that Purusha program in general has a healing effect to the whole body, and most of us, we have experienced that on like emotional level, on maybe some mental level, on the physical level, on different levels, but mostly on the deepest level, on emotional level, because most of us, we are dealing with some emotions, with some situations and some relationships, and when you actually come to Purusha, everything starts to heal somehow and very quickly. Somehow to dissolve and to heal. I think that's the good word.
Yeah, completely agree.
Yeah, I also had some kind of situation before I have here, emotionals and different situations. But here, everything starts to dissolve very quickly and to settle and to clarify. I had lots of experience of that emotional clarification and thinking clarification. When you start to have more clear thinking and more clear emotions, what you really want and what you don't want, and how to continue. Because maybe you're not involved in anything, and you just can observe it more without much involvement in that.
Yeah.
And then you can actually have more clarity because you're not involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the clarity comes.
Yeah.
So you can clarity about other person, about yourself. Maybe I had a mistake here. I shouldn't do that. Beside that, I can say that we had very good asana program. That was very helpful for our silence time. And I had those moments. I think it's together asanas. It's not advertisement for asanas, but it can be. I'm just sharing experience. Asana helped me a lot to integrate and to be more stable.
Yeah.
And it's not only one time, several times I had that experience after the asana, beside that great program which we have every day, morning and evening. That moment of everything is so good, everything is so perfect, everything is like wonderful. No matter what is the situation outside and around me, it just feels
everything's in balance.
Everything is so perfect. Everything is as should be.
Yeah, everything. Yeah,
is as should be. That's I think the right word and explanation.
Yeah.
It just feel like that. It doesn't matter, is it bad or wrong?
Yeah.
Or good, but you just feel yes, it should be like that. It's so good.
Yeah. Beautiful. A taste of perfection.
A taste of perfection. And also, I had that experience, and Carlos had it. We shared it in one before the silence, in one walk and talk, in one of the parks nearby. That feeling of inner peace, and it's just inner peace, and Jean also mentioned it, nothing really can replace that. You just nothing outside, any experience cannot really replace or compare with that, because it gives that inner fulfillment.
Exactly.
You don't need anything. That is quite enough. That's all what you need, actually.
Exactly.
And most of us had that experience, and then you realize that you don't really need something from outside, some person or some object or whatever it is, to find that fulfillment. It's actually inside.
It's underlying everything you do.
It's underlying everything you do.
A taste of perfection. I love it. I had a similar kind of experience that I had one friend ask me. Said, back in my sort of old corporate job days, you're a very active person. Like, don't you miss, kind of being in the relative and stuff like this? And the answer was kind of like, well, my response to her was, those days where everything is perfect, like you might be with a great friend and the weather is perfect, the sun is shining, you've just had an amazing lunch, you're enjoying the afternoon, the air smells sweet and the sun's just lightly shining on your face, and whatever else amazing might be happening. And it's like, at those moments, you don't have a need for anything else. It's like pure fulfillment, as you said, and it's like that fulfillment you get to experience on a more permanent basis. Beautiful. I think we're going to call that a wrap. I'd like to thank everyone here today that's contributed. And if you'd like to join Next Gen Purusha, join us in Silence. Silence happens for the first week in January every year. On Next Gen Purusha, of course, as well. Or if you'd like to join us on any of the Taste of Next Gen Purusha courses, short courses, or the Next Gen Purusha program, don't hesitate to email us at transcend@nextgenpurusha.org, or visit the website to sign up for the email and check out everything that's going on at nextgenpurusha.org. Meanwhile, stay awesome, and we'll see you in the Transcendent.